We're looking at an ETH chart today. We've got a daily break of trend on Ethereum. I know we normally open with Banter bubbles, but this is nice. We're seeing ETH leading the charge. Finally, we've been waiting for ETH. It was sitting on that 200-day MA for so long. We've cracked through this daily resistance, and you know what's followed? Atom is banging the 200-day MA. We've got Uni, it's cracked the 200-day MA. All these like dino coins from a year or two ago, they're coming back to life. They're breaking these big resistance zones. We've had XRP leading the charge as well. So we're going to go through these altcoins. I'm going to look at the areas they are breaking. I'm going to look at area support. Then we're going to decide if this is a move to actually get into now. Do we have a few percent left before things reverse? So guys, we've got a lot to cover. Let's get right into it. So just a quick look at these Banter bubbles. It's just green, green, green at the moment. 𝗕𝗵𝗄𝗏 is a big performer. TWT, we've got some of the exchange tokens performing. KCS from KuCoin is doing its thing. XRP leading the charge again. I'm sure there's a lot of guys sitting in longs on XRP. We're going to talk about that. I also want to see what you guys are trading. Let me know in the chat. So what are you guys long? I've been scalping a bit of GRT today. I caught Injective earlier, just messing around with that stuff. And now we are eyeing out some bigger moves on some of these other coins. So let me know what you guys are up to. I'm keen to see what you guys are trading here. What's up? Ratus is here. LTC, there's comments on Litecoin here. Andy says LFG, we know what that means. Okay, cool, guys. Let's take a look at the current situation. BTC, this is the 1 hour range that I like to look at. And I'm watching these key levels here. Right now, we are rejecting again, probably for the fourth time today at this 35,200 region. So this is an area for me of interest now. We are struggling in this area. Support zones, we had a nice bounce off this 382 here, the 34,800. And then lower down, we do have the 618 that came into play a little bit earlier today. Big levels for me that I'm watching when we tie it in with the liquidation heat map. We can see the top side is to rinse out any shorters here is 36,000. And if we're going to rinse out the longs, it's 34,000. So how does that tie in? Well, that ties in with the 786 down here, just banging on to the 786 at 34,000. So that would be quite a harsh dump if we did get something along those lines. And then 36K was just going to take out the high. This is the KuCoin chart. So we might have different readings on ByBit and Binance, but this 36K ties in very nicely with the KuCoin and that liquidation at the top there. So these are the two main areas that I'm watching for the day. So if we do pump up, I'm expecting some kind of rejection up in that zone. And if we do dip a bit lower, I think 34 should give us a little bit of a bounce there. I see metaverses in Ocean. Yeah, some of these AI tokens today have been ripping. It's been good stuff out there. Nice to see these altcoins moving so nicely. Let's take a look at the bigger picture again. BTC 3-day, not much has changed here. Again, like we're watching paint dry, basically, if we're looking at this chart. But a little bit of pressure here into this region. We'll keep our eyes on that. The main levels, again, on this 3-day chart, 33,390 that I like, and 31.5 is still my main sort of support region. Guys, who's liking David's new beats? We pulled them in last week on Friday. And it's definitely going to be here to stay for the next while. So let me know what you think. And if it's not loud enough, obviously, I don't mind turning it up. Let me know what you guys think. I wanted to take you guys through a total market cap here as well. You can see that this thing is ripping on the weekly, but it's there's a couple of signs that I want to pay attention to for you guys for the total 3, which is basically the altcoin market cap that I want to watch. And that are what I'm paying attention to at the moment. So what's going on here is we've had 4 weekly green candles, and you know these altcoins have been ripping. We're almost feeling a little bit euphoric here. We're breaking new resistance zones, and we are hitting in to a resistance area and the 200-week MA. So this is a little bit of an area of concern for me for these altcoins. So we've got ETH breaking that resistance, and now we're banging into a resistance zone on the total 3. So we want these altcoins to push up, but this weekly resistance area is telling us that we might have a bit of a headache in a few more percent. So we're going to keep our eyes on this one while we are trading these altcoins as well. How does that translate into dominance? Well, BTC dominance for me, I'm watching the weekly chart, and when dominance starts dropping, obviously we know these altcoins like to perform for us. But right now we are running out of space on the dominance chart on the weekly, and it looks like we've only got a couple more percent. So we need to tie that in nicely into some of these altcoins, and we want to look for potential targets. If they give us this dominance drop onto these onto this weekly support and trend, we want to see where these alts can potentially go. Mark says, pump up the jam. Marcel likes the beats. Dennis says he cannot hear it. Dennis, you know, we can always turn it louder for you. I don't mind. I know some of the guys aren't a fan of the loud music, and especially when they rewatch the video on 2x. It sounds like super fast techno. Let's pull up Ethereum again. I just want to show you guys this ETH chart. It's been so nice finally that ETH has finally unleashed a little bit. It sat on this 200-day MA for so long, and we finally got that break. We got the retest. I'm looking at support now on ETH 1860, and my target is this horizontal for me on ETH is 2000. So I'm definitely expecting some kind of rejection here for ETH at the 2000 level, and we're going to see how that's going to tie into some of these other altcoins that we're watching. But very nice to see ETH leading the charge. And then let's talk about XRP. It wasn't really going to be my main token that I wanted to open with for you guys, but this thing has been ripping again. It's like a bad rash. It just keeps coming back and keeps pumping and doing all these things. So here we are again. If you guys are sitting long XRP and you still long XRP, I just want to point out to you, this is a resistance area over here. The 0.74 is an area that you need to pay attention to now. There's a possible rejection coming out here in this area. If we do have a rejection, the most obvious support for me right now is this 0.67 area, and then the bear zone up here. I think there's a potential short brewing on XRP higher up at 0.82 if we do get some kind of mega pump into that region. And you just quite simply, we can look at the order blocks here from Lux Algo, and this 0.83 to 0.85 region is an area of interest if we do get some kind of last little push up for XRP, and that might actually tie in quite nicely with ETH pushing into 2000. So these are two levels I want to watch together, and we're going to see how they tie in at the end of that ETH move. Right, the first token I wanted to bring to your attention today about the 200-day MA. These are important levels. We've been watching the 50-day MA for weeks, and now the 200-day MA is back in action, and we're seeing it on some of these older coins, Matic, DOT, FTM, Uni, and it's coming into play again. It's almost like we missed it. We didn't forget about the 200-day MA, but it was very quiet for so long, and now it looks like it's in play. So Matic, this is what I'm looking at currently for Matic. Support for me, Matic, 0.686 is my main support region. This is under today's 12-hour candle and the 200-day MA. And target-wise, if this move is going to continue for Matic, you can see we're breaking through this resistance zone. I'm looking at the 618. I'm looking at this 200-week MA, and I'm looking at 0.8 as my big target here for this Matic move. How does it get there? Well, we want to see this candle break up here and just hold this level for our next push higher. So bulls, you need to watch this 200-day MA. This is a major area for us. We've broken through. It looks like we do have some decent support forming now. So this is an area for me to watch as support. So anyone who's long on Matic, or late to the party and you didn't get previous entries, if you are entering here, your support to watch 200-day MA and under the current daily candle on Matic. Jono, Casper, yes, correct. We smashed that Casper this weekend. Guys, let me know who was in Casper. It was actually textbook what they did for us there on Casper. We broke that all-time high. We came back, we retested, and then it absolutely ripped. Guys, let me know who's in Casper. We had a lot of fun with that this weekend. Octavia is asking about Fetch. Yo, Fetch is looking good. It's broken through resistance. I've got it here in my tabs for you. It's one of the tokens I'm going to cover for you today. Richard wants some Doge. Rodolfo says smash the like button. Rodolfo, good to have you here, man. Guys, let's look at Uni at the moment. I know some of the guys in the office are trading Uni, and if you look at this chart, you can see why. Arctic Trader is saying Uni is moving. You're correct. Uni is moving. 200-day MA has been smashed here on Uni, and look at this beautiful set of candles down here on the daily. This looks like plain sailing to me for Uni. So I'd like to see quite a nice smooth move up into this 5.6 region for Uni. And support wise, I'm looking at the 200-day MA and 382 now at 4.93. So I'm going to dial in for you guys on Uni just so I can show you what's going on. So guys, often when you see a move like this, you can zoom out, you look at the daily, you can see what the bigger picture is telling us. But then you want to dial in and you want a closer look as to what your support areas look like and how you could possibly trade things. So here is a 1 hour chart for you. Resistance, 200-day MA, 382 support coming through here nicely, 4.93. So the bulls out there, you want to watch this for any retest. If we do get any pullbacks, this is an area you want to watch closely on Uni. And then a last sort of gasp here at 4.84 is the 618 trend and horizontal. If we start losing that, then we're going to start drifting lower. But the bulls out there, you're watching this 382, you're watching the 200-day, and you're watching this horizontal, and you're going to see it's going to apply to a lot of these altcoins that you are looking at as well, that have just crossed over the 200-day. So you can apply the same theory to them. Let's take a look at Phantom. This is another one for you guys. 200-day MA. I wouldn't say smashed, but it's been broken, which is good for us. And support has been tested. And you could see here 0.261. This is an area of interest for me now. I'm looking for that area to hold for Phantom. Obviously, the bulls want to see this push up now. They want to see this retest here and then this nice little move into 0.32. Any pullbacks, I think we could buy at this zone here, 0.261. If we start losing that, well, then we're looking at lower areas there. Not really that interested now. So for me, any pullbacks to 0.26 I'm interested in. Let's zoom in a little bit on Phantom. And then this is the same principle you can apply to all your altcoins that are forming these type of shapes. You can see what's going on here. We do have this nice, we had this nice break and retest. And look how beautifully it came back to test this 382 3 times for us. So old resistance, broke up, support, and now it's on its way. So for me, you can see this level is quite clear, 0.26 on FTM. And then if we do lose it, again, you can target the 618, but that might be an indication that things are potentially turning bearish. So the bulls, we want to just keep this trend intact. We want to watch this 382 and see how things hold. Chaos says, send it, fam. Kamar likes the new track. Yes, David's good with his stuff. I'm loving this beat, Dave. We're going to bring Dave and Bruce on just now. They've also got a couple of setups here. I know David's talking about Lena for us. And yeah, we're going to recap near. Bruce is talking auction and BLZ. Also good movers. I just wanted to cover DOT for you guys quickly. So DOT is looking very much like Ethereum in the sense that it's now breaking a daily trend and it's broken the 200-day MA. So another old mover, DOT. You know, not much interest in DOT these days, but we got to give these old tokens some love here. And I mean, you saw Sheldon and I today giving Litecoin some love. We're going to give some love to DOT here too. We've got this trend break. I've got the 200-day MA coming through here at 4.79. So that's an area of interest for me support-wise. A little bit lower down, I've got 4.66 for support. And then targets for DOT, if we start pushing and ETH starts pushing higher, you got to look at this this area right here. This is 5.1. But then my next region for DOT, which I really like, is about 5.7. So these are potential areas that could tie in now with ETH kicking on to that 2,000 level. Brahm says SHIB's going to hit $1. I think that's quite a big target for SHIB. He seems to be quite a bull on SHIB. Siyabonga like CRV. Yeah, CRV is a good one. I see Aave has been pumping nicely. We've got requests for Ethereum Classic. Yeah, Siyabonga is really a fan of the CRV here. Okay, let's pull in some of the guys here. I got Bruce waiting in the wings. It's
good morning, everybody.
What's happening?
Going good.
DJ Dave is in the house.
What's up, guys?
Trader by day, DJ by night.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, tell me about this Lena setup. What's going on?
Cool. Yeah, it's looking pretty close to an entry, in my opinion.
We're gonna catch an entry. Okay.
Or we can start one now. Just depends.
Okay, let's take a look at it quickly, guys. Let's take a look. Yeah, I want to see this Lena. I'm going to pull up your screen quickly. Okay, here we are.
Yeah, so why I'm referring to this as a nice setup is this weekend I caught an SEI long. I've been talking about this here and there for the past month and a half, but you can see a lot of these tokens are finding support on the 200-day moving average. And it's crazy because this weekend, I'll be watching the charts all the time as I'm doing my stuff with family, and it literally rocketed like 13% and had this ridiculous retrace. So it did it again, and I snagged the long, and so right now I'm up like decent percentage, but Lena is looking kind of the same situation, and we have this trend line that's forming. I personally think a sniper entry would be a touch like right here, where this 200-day moving average ties in and this trend line, and my target would be into this resistance area, which would be a 17% move, give or take. I mean, even starting a small starter position might work. I mean, we're 2.5% away from that, but I think with a little patience, we will actually get the entry. But the reason why I'm considering starting it now is because everything I talked about last Friday was, it all took off, right? Like it's like, these are my setups. I was expecting the CME gap to fill. It didn't fill. If
they did, jumped a little early.
They did, yeah. Dot, I was saying, hey, we should enter like right here on this trend line. Took off. Kind of annoyed, but that's just how it goes sometimes. So,
yeah.
But yeah, Lena is looking nice. And I saw you update that on the Banter Discord this morning, so it was nice to see the confluence.
Yeah,
there,
guys,
how we're
charts have been
there.
updated. Banter Discord, these charts that you're seeing that I'm putting together on the show, these charts you're seeing that David's doing and Bruce, they're part of the sniper team. They're in the Banter Discord. You can access these charts there. We try and update them quite regularly, pretty much daily, so you should get an alarm or a ping to say that they are updated. So if you are new here, get on the Banter Discord. These charts are all there. There's a lot of setups going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. So.
Okay, so Monkey Benny wants to know, what is your entry on Lena? So it's the same principle that we were showing with the Matic, Uni, those sort of things. We're looking for that horizontal to hold on a pullback. Let's see what you got there. Can you zoom in a little bit there, Dave? Okay.
Yes, so the entry that I would like to have is at 0.01017. Might even start like a decent, 5x position, and then when it comes down lower to add more to that position. But right now, personally, I'm seeing an upside move on Bitcoin. I think I had mentioned this maybe on Friday, but this is a key level here at 34,464. Literally wick down, and we're holding on. I'd like to see this higher levels tapped again, and ultimately the big target at 37. So yeah, sushi looks great too. I saw that on Sheldon's show. You guys were talking about it. We do have this little break of trend here. This would be a short-term scalp move. This kind of aligns with what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. So I'd like to see, like what Sheldon said, a 10% move would be nice. I don't have a crazy leverage on this one. It's a 7x, but I would like to take profits right here at this wick high, right around this area here. And it looks like it's in a decent
scalp long here. Support under. What is that? What is your support there?
Yeah, I would say below those last wick here, guys, would be your stop loss. So it's kind of a wide 4%er, which is why I'm only at 7x leverage. But you don't need to get too greedy with these kind of things. I mean, Sushi could continue to pump even to these highs, which is a 30% move. 𝗕𝗫𝗕 seems to be waking up. I was kind of upset with the whole cake situation because I wanted to get in that, but missed it. I don't know if you guys were paying attention to cake, but that thing.
Yeah, I mean, I was totally sleeping on that thing. Absolutely sleeping. But yeah, Uni's an option now, guys. The other DeFi, I mean, we've seen 𝗬𝗏, all those things, they're moving. We need to look at even something like Maple Finance. Like, you can't even trade trips on that thing. That thing's pumping. So these things are moving.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ape, I mean, what's the Cake? Cake has left the room.
Definitely has left the room.
Yeah, I mean, is that the 200-day that it's blown off there as well, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it's held the 200-day as a support. And that's that seems to be the common theme right now. Everyone is that the 200-day, anything that you see that's kind of hugging the 200-day, there's a chance that it's going to rocket, which is why I'm excited about Lena, because if it plays the same scenario, which if you zoom out, we're pretty low here. I mean, imagine if this thing actually takes off and gets away from us, the same thing like Cake does, and gets up to these levels here. That's a 45% move. So yeah, Lena looks good in my opinion.
Okay, so yeah, look, a lot of focus on the 200-day. The things that concern me, dominance is now dropping onto support, so we are expecting some kind of bounce. Total 3 is pushing into resistance, so maybe there's another rejection coming. So that is what's keeping me a little bit cautious at the moment. But we're seeing these things break these 200-day MAs. The last time that these tokens did that ages ago, I mean, these things moved beautifully, and we're gonna look for the same stuff. JJ says Doge is pumping. Let's urgently look at Doge. Let me get this Doge up quickly.
Is it really?
And this is Injective, which we're going to discuss just now. Let's see what we got out of Doge here, guys. Let us know who's in the LTC trade. We have sent out signals. There goes Doge. Bang. Okay, so who took the LTC trade? We have launched Banter signals. Sniper signals. We've sent out Litecoin. We sent out Near earlier today. Let us know if you've taken those signals or if you got them on the Banter Discord. So Doge, yeah, moving. We've broken through resistance. Okay, this is a big area for us now. You can see there was resistance there as well. Now we've broken through. Very simple here, guys. This is your support. This is your target, 0.77. Scalpers, 0.77. That's your target. Bigger picture stuff, 0.083, and your support here is 0.072. Envy said he took the Litecoin long. Monkey didn't take it. AVAX looking to pump again soon. Yeah, Chris, we're seeing these layer ones and things starting to get a little bit of energy. I mean, we saw Hong Kong, they're talking about an ETF now. Yeah, that kind of boosted the market a little bit. So look, definitely fun things going on out there. Ondor says Near is getting ready. Let's look at this. Let's re-look at this Near setup that we gave. So this is where we're looking at Near. So Near is there's NearCon this week. We were speculating last week, is the money going to flow from Solana into Near? That was the plan, and we got this trade off support. I think we got the second buy here. This was the buy here. Friday, we got that dip into our support region. We got the push up. Then we got the push off there, off trend, and then we ripped through that resistance. We came back and we retested. Okay, that was an important area for us. So there were buys in here for Near for me, and now we've dipped back down and we at this key area now. We at horizontal, we at trend. We want to see this 382 hold for this move higher. If we start losing the trend, the last support band I've got here for Near is 0.153 and 1537, and we dip under that. I'm going to start exiting my Near position. So we're going to watch this Near situation, and yeah, if we lose that area, I'm going to start cutting. Ruan says don't ignore DNT. I'm not sure what DNT is. We can look at that.
Yeah,
we've got Atom's done really well, guys. We've hit our TP2 on our Atom signal that we sent out on the Banter on Sniper signals. TP2 was the 200-day MA for Atom. Here we are, 200-day MA hit and rejected. And now we are looking at this region here, 8.26 as support. So guys, hopefully you got that signal off the Sniper signals. That is now TP2 for us. There is another target for Atom, and that's the 10 level higher up here. But TP2 has now been pinged, so that's good news for anybody who took that one. Tim is in Litecoin. Yeah, I think we're all in Litecoin. We like that target. Makes sense to us. Yeah, it's a nice little clean trade. If ETH is going to push on, I think Litecoin is a good one. I just wanted to discuss Injective with you guys. We've broken a new resistance area, or an old resistance zone, which is now broken. We want to turn this baby into support now. This is the daily chart. So support for me, 16.66. So we've had this beautiful break for Injective. We want to just see that settle, or at least hold this zone. And then our target for Injective, I'm going to zoom in for you now. But the target for Injective is 21 if this area holds. So that's quite a nice move in play here. It looks like a 30% move here, possibly for injective. But guys, remember, you need to see some kind of consolidation. You want to see the support area hold now. You want this old resistance to confirm that is now support for the next move. And the best way to do that, guys, you look for the consolidation. You can dial in again 1 hour, that sort of thing. You can dial in, look for your setups, look for your breakouts, identify your levels on these lower time frames. You can see here the support is developing here. So look at this. We had resistance here, resistance. So now we want to confirm that that is support for that next push up. So it's as simple as that. Just dial in and look for your areas. Dr. Crypto says, any thoughts on Filecoin? 200-day MA has been smashed on Filecoin, and loving the look of this one. There it goes. So yeah, it was a great mover today. 200-day MA came into play. Here it is. Support, resistance, support. 200-day MA right here. Retested. So broke out, retested, kicked on, smashed the first target, 4.2. And now we are at 4.43, and it is struggling a little bit here. You can see why I like this resistance zone there. So let's watch for support now. Filecoin, let's look at 4.18 support to watch. So if you are long, you can hold that thing. Look at 4.18 as your support, and then targets higher, 4.4 again, and 4.67. I quite like. Bruce, talk to me about BLZ and auction.
Yeah, interesting. First thing I'm going to look at is just keep on reminding ourselves. You're going to bring my chart up on it. Thank you. The first thing I want to notice again is the fact that the pump is happening because this is all new money, right? That's about $70 billion that's come out from under the mattress into crypto in the last week or so. That's causing all this really exciting stuff. So auction is really interesting. It's basically was down in the doldrums for a long while. But what I'm noticing is that I range traded it for quite a while, and now it is definitely starting to move. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. But we had a first entrance over there, took a second entrance over there on Thursday, and now it's come back up and is retraced back to the from the big picture back down to the 618. It tagged it, forming a wedge. And so assuming that there's going to be another pump in the market, which seems to be the case right now, at least for one nice good shot, we're setting ourselves up to break this trend line and head up. The best engines would have been right over there at tagging the 618, but I was asleep when that happened. So I'm waiting for it to basically come down, ping this uptrend area a little bit. Let me zoom a little bit so you can see it. Basically tag it again right over there, and then enter a long so you can get a decent stop loss right under those last two wicks and under that trend line. And then we're looking at a potential 15% pump. What I'm definitely going to start watching for on all the trades is whether we make a new higher high. We made a high, made a high, made a higher high. If this pumps, but it doesn't make a new high, like it only comes up to like that level, that's an indication that there's some exhaustion in the market. But if we do make a higher high, then up to here will be the trend will be continuing. So this is kind of exciting. So I'm looking to get into that at some point today. 𝗬𝗏 is very similar. Matter of fact, I'm seeing that across the board. This one, again, popped back up. It's coming down to the 618 right over here. I'll let this one play out just a little bit more, see if we can't get it deep into that zone so that we can keep our stop nice and small. And then we would be looking at approximately a pump, let's say just at least to the last high. We'd be looking at about, let me get the zoom in there. We'd be looking at about a 25% pump right back to this recent high. And of course, if it breaks through that, that's all gravy. But even that would be just lovely. And again, I'm also looking for here again in the market, whether we got a high, is this thing going to make another high or not? And that's kind of the big operative question for right now.
Have we got an entry here, Bruce? Can you zoom in a little bit there for us?
I sure do. So we're looking at, I'm hoping right now, I mean, I'd be comfortable entering it anywhere down in that blue box over there, but it looks like it's tracing down again. Hold on a sec. So it looks like it's tracing down still a little bit. So my first entrance in this, I'd be comfortable, would be in this blue box right there. So somewhere around, I would start at around 26.9, but the lower the better, right? So I'd put my stop there. Definitely, if we can get it down into that blue box, like even down around there, that'd be the happiest. The best setup for me actually would be if it came and it tagged the trend line right there.
So guys, remember, if you like a setup, you don't have to go your full position size on the button. You can ladder in. So if you are unsure about a setup, or you like one and you're worried about risk, or whatever the case might be, you can ladder into your position. So you might want to do a quarter, all the way down to suitable areas, because then at least you're in a position. And if it starts running away from you, you don't have that terrible FOMO, because at least you are in it. At least you banked something. And then if it dips lower, guys, of course, you know your stop loss is a certain percent down below from your entry. So if it dips lower and you start picking up buys just before your exit, then your risk is also lower, right? So it makes sense to ladder in. So again, if you get an entry from any of us, doesn't necessarily mean you must take your full size on that position. You can ladder in lower down. Like NEAR is a classic example where you can just ladder in positions.
Yeah, I actually tried to get an entrance right here on that wick, but it didn't ping to the 618 completely. So I just had the order sitting there. So I missed it. So now I'm just waiting for it to kind of work its way back down. And it's exactly right. You can enter a little bit over there. And we'll see if it breaks up, enter a little more. If it comes, what a typical pattern would be was it would enter over here, come break through that trend, and it would come back and retest it. And that would be a great place to add on again.
Yeah, and then I just want to show you guys an example like Link today. And these are the type of entries we've been looking at for the last couple of days. We've had these range breaks, looking for retests of support in good areas. And you're seeing this all over the place now. So this was Link, broken range resistance, pulled back, support buy on a fib and horizontal, and it kicked on. Same with Ape, broke range resistance, came back, retested support, and then it's kicked on. So that's what we are looking for on a lot of these altcoins at the moment. Let's see NEAR. So NEAR, I see there's some selling on NEAR now, but this is what we were looking at. So we break that resistance, break it, retest, and kick on. So this is still in play. We'll keep our eyes on that, but you can see the theory behind it. Okay. Next target for Link, Yasin. Let's take a look at Link. I think it was quite a big target there for you. I think we are talking 18. Let's take a look here. Let me pull up the correct one. And then I want to talk to you guys about GRT and some of these AI tokens, because GRT is now pushing into resistance. So you guys just need to manage some risk here. Injective has also been an absolute banger. I see John is telling us to look at Injective again. I think we did look at it. Okay, targets for Link right now, 200-week MA, 13.2. Next target, 14.4. So those are the Link targets. If you didn't get your entry earlier and you are trading leverage, remember, your safest stop region is now far gone. It's dipped very low now. So you are at risk now. If you're taking leverage longs after these things have started moving like that, you are putting yourself at risk to either get stopped out if you've got your stop is too tight, or if you're going to hold on, it's very deep to go down, for example, on Link now. Link's big target is 18.2. So that's what I was looking at earlier. But that's the big move. So right now, you just want to get through the 200-week MA at 13.1. So we go baby steps on Link. And Richard is loving curve. Okay, Richard, let's look at curve. Let's look at curve. Geez, this music is very relaxing, huh? Very relaxing. Okay, yes, I like this curve situation. What have we done here? We've broken horizontal resistance. Okay, resistance, resistance. We've broken resistance. We've retested, and you've got the buy, and this is your support. 0.056, no, 0.0544. Richard, that's your support for curve. Yeah, nice one. Could move nicely. Look for that retest over there. See what you can get out of that. But levels wise, we've done a textbook move here. We've broken resistance, we've retested, and we've bounced.
Yep.
Guys, let me show you GRT, just so you know. Let me know in the chats who is actually long GRT currently, and who's been longing these AI tokens, and let us know which tokens we've actually missed here. I know I'm talking about some of these Dino coins, DOT and FTM, but they're important. They're important for us because they're breaking big areas. And then we saw things like GRT over here, banging into resistance now. So if you are long GRT, you are now hitting a resistance area. Farah says she's taken most of her GRT profit. Well, Farah, that's a good move. Dato Ware is still long GRT. So guys, just here's the picture for you. These are your targets for GRT. Right now is a target zone. Okay, it's having a little bit of a fight here, 0.1422. So again, not saying it's going to reverse here, but this is a major resistance area. This is 12-hour stuff going on here. So the bears are going to say, well, they're going to send this thing down. Just be cautious up here if you are long. Your next target, if it does pop, 0.1523 is an area for me that I like for GRT. But again, we are at resistance now. Just be cautious. Marcel's also long GRT. So guys, that's the story with GRT. We're at resistance now. So if you have been trading this or you are long, you want to de-risk here, maybe you want to take something off the table just to be safe. If it does break through, your next target is 0.1527. Does anyone trade Glimmer? GLMR. Dave, Bruce, do you ever trade?
Not in a while. Used to have it in my spot bag, but not for quite a while.
Fabier wants to see Render. Let's catch up on Render. Render was a nice trade for me this weekend. Let's see where we are now. Okay, well, we're still rejecting. So Render's actually been a little bit slow compared to some of these other guys. But what do we have to show for us? Yeah, we've got a trend break. We've got a rejection at a 618. Let me just pull the 618 for you guys. There it is. Okay, so this is a 618. This is a resistance area. So we've got the trend break. We've got a possible rejection out the 618. So we're going to look for support at the old 382. So 2.3. And let's see if we can crack our target. Our target for Render is 2.86. So if we do get if this trend has changed now, because you can see we've been in this clear little downtrend here for a bit. It's now broken. Okay, so if this holds any retests and the market's doing okay, and we've got ETH pushing 2,000, I think Render 2.8. I like. It's a lot of this is depending now on ETH sitting on that support, and things playing out nicely for us. But it's a good start. ETH breaking there was a good start for us. Okay, Johan wants to see Fetch. Did we not do Fetch?
You mentioned it, but
didn't do it.
So it's important we talk about these things that are pumping. Fetch is struggling at resistance now. So try to stick its head through this resistance zone here, 0.387. It's struggling a little bit. So we really want to see this candle close. I'm going to zoom in for you. Okay, we want to see this candle close above this area and form a support band here. So right now, this is resistance. It's struggling in the zone. We want to see it push up. We want to see it close here and hold 0.388. I'd love to see that hold. Maybe a little bit lower at 0.385. But that's the lowest you really want to go for that to hold this move. And we want to see that push up into that resistance band. Bruce, can you please look at TVK? This is coming up in a lot of discussions, and I see in the chat they
sure.
Well,
Sure.
TVK. I think somebody said it's Craig's call, so please look at that. Henry wants file. Henry, we did cover Filecoin. It's broken the 200-day MA. It's rejecting a little bit at resistance, and but yeah, it's had a nice move. Just go back a little bit in the video there. You'll see it there. File's very underrated. Very underrated. That thing can rip when it wants to. Fahad's trading 𝗁, apparently. He wants us to look at 𝗁. Let's take a look at 𝗁, Fahad. Fahad, let us know, what else are you long at the moment?
Wow.
I know he's a bit of a degen. I know he likes a breakout trade. He was trading TLB. I think he actually alerted us to TLB. Okay, so Zil, also another good one, guys. Good find, Fahad. Well done, man. 200-day MA has been smashed here. This is the 12-hour. We're looking at this support to hold now. We want to see 0.201 hold as support. Let's just zoom out again, bigger picture. Okay, let's look. Let's just identify some targets for us. Okay, so 0.216, I like. 0.2236. So we should be good over there. Look for the support to hold. There's some horizontal for you. Okay, so you always just want to make sure you've got some high time frame horizontal stuff holding you up. If you do, then you should be good on any moderate pullback. Obviously, if there's a big BTC pullback, that's a different story. But when you've got alts cracking major resistance zones, you'd like to think they turn into support, provided all things are well out there. So this is what I'd like to see, 0.20. That's your support to hold. And then you should be good there. Okay, Bruce, how's that TVK looking?
Kind of interesting. This is the first time I've ever looked at it.
Can I bring you in here?
Thanks. So big picture, which is what I always start with. This thing's been growing grass for ever. Since May of 2022, been down in this range. And even this little pump that just happened, you can't even see it yet. So I don't know what this thing has fundamentally, but it's definitely not going anywhere. But in the shorter time frame, it came down. It broke the 50-day moving average quite handily, and then pumped up just now and broke the 200-day moving average. Then zoom even further so we can actually see what it's doing. And come back. There we go. All right. It's hard to do when tokens are that small. Okay. All right. So basically, it pumped up. It came up, rejected this level right over there, bounced again off the moving average right over there, broke through, retested that support level, and now it's basically looks like it's consolidating and starting to form a bit of a wedge right back down to that level. So if you're looking to long this thing, I don't know what Craig was talking about, but from my eye, I would be patient and let this thing come all the way down towards that trend line right over there, and get a bounce from that, because that way you could have a decently small stop loss. Because right now, if you entered it, you'd be in the 6% range, which is a little too rich for my taste. But if you bring it down over there, you're now down at 2 or 3%, ready for the next pump if that happens. Kind of interesting. It basically blew up out of nowhere, and looks like it's on a rampage.
So if you missed the support buys, guys, you missed the support buys, you can always get the trend break buys. So if you missed that big one, look for something else that's sitting on a nice support. Be patient. Let the trend break. Let the trend retest. There's no rush.
If it does come back to support, it'll be ripe, right? You'll wait till it comes back into this. Let me mark it so you can see it. Back into
Mel says Rune. Mel, tell us what happened. Were you shorting Rune? What? Mel, let us know what's going on here. Let's see if we can look at the Rune chart for you. Let's see if we can make that back for you. Let us know what you were doing there, if you were short or long or whatever your story was. Let's see if we can fix that. I'm going to pull up this Rune. If you see Mel's comment, let me know. I'm going to get Rune out in the meantime.
Okay.
Oh, this Rune is looking good, eh? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, guys. Okay, so earlier in the Discord, when I was updating the Discord, I was saying we need some consolidation, things like that. We're looking for this flag. Now we are pushing out, and the target is 3.8. So let's dial in a little bit here. Okay, I'm going to go through to the 1 hour. Let's see what it can give us here. So has Mel told us what she was doing yet and where she went wrong? Mel, let us know if you were shorting Rune or something. Let us know what was going on. Let's look for some support here. This is the 1 hour, so we're dialing in 𝗕𝗵𝘃𝗧 paradise here.
I think she's telling a joke. Rune ruined me.
Okay, so let's see.
Money.
There's our middle mini range there, and look for support. So we've broken out. Okay, so looking for that resistance here. It's now tested again, and well, it's retested here. So we're looking at 3.46. Maybe a push down to 3.4. That is an area of interest.
It seems she tried to short it.
Shorting a moving train, Mel. Be careful out there, guys. Remember, when you're shorting things that are bullish like that, the losses become exponential, especially if you don't have a stop. You can go and get a glass of water and come back to your desk or your PC, and this thing's popped 10 or 20%, and it will definitely ruin you. Zizo says Rune breaking support. Well, I'm assuming it's breaking resistance, unless you're watching a different time frame. But yeah, look for this. We've broken resistance. Look for that support to hold, and then the target is, I think it was 3.8. Looks like a decent move, guys. Remember, just if you're scalping and you're doing these type of things, just level by level. You don't need to hold on for more if you are doing scalping things. Your bigger picture stuff, those are the dream entries you got a week or 3 back. Now what I suggest, especially when things are hot like this, you scalp level to level. You make sure you be greedy with your entries. Get tight entries on good areas. If the stuff's not there, wait for the next one. And just play level by level. Rose is in a 6% range according to Farah. I was looking at Rose today, and I wanted to add it to our watch list for you guys. I see Nia still just hanging on here. We'll keep our eyes on Nia. Let's pull up Rose. So yeah, Rose is looking good. It's broken through old resistance. So now we are looking for this range. I'm assuming this is the range she's talking about. Let's take a look here. Yeah, well, it's a 26% range, the bigger picture. So Farah, you looking at the smaller range. So yeah, what I was saying in the Banter Discord earlier, we've broken through. We've now retested the support. Let's look for a flag in this area, and the bulls are obviously going to track that break of the flag, and you're going to watch your support. Your support is 0.64. So a nice 26% move if it does move down to 0.064. Otherwise, you're going to play it 1 hours or 2 hour, 4 hour time frame. You're going to bang in those trends, and you're going to look for that break, and then the ride should be clear skies to 0.08. Looks interesting to me after that. Guys, let us know in the chats about Cass. I mean, that was an absolute beast this weekend. Did we see any comments here? Did anyone trade Cass? I mean, I think the beast moves this weekend were it was optimism off support. It was Cass that break and retest. That was a good one. What else did we get? We got Nia this weekend as well. Let's see the current Cass situation. So it blew through my target. My target was that 618. And played around here. Okay, so we had this reaction at this area. Remember, this was difficult to try and spot an all-time high target because we're using the 1.618 fib basically as a guesstimate to guide us. So we did get a rough target there at 0.058, and now we're looking for consolidation for Cass. So if you are long, your first support region is going to be 0.057. So it could dip all the way back here before there's any panic station. So if you are trying to be long now on a daily time frame, just remember it's a long way down before the first potential support area, 0.057. So watch that. And then scalpers, you want to dial in, you want to track these flags. You want to see what's going on with Cass, so you can see immediately there's something happening here. But I think you need to give it a little bit of time. It did kind of did its own thing this weekend. It really did take off. So try and bang in a trend. Let's just watch what happens here in this area. Let's look for consolidation, and then maybe we get that nice move. That's an interesting one from Con YGG. Now YGG is basically an index for gaming tokens. That's a good one to look at, guys. If the gaming market is moving.
Yeah, I was literally charting that as we speak.
Thanks. I know Dave's traded this YGD very well. Okay, Dave, do you have that one ready for us?
Yes, I do actually.
Oh, perfect.
Cool. So what I've noticed is on the 12-hour, there's a huge order block showing that's not showing on any of the other time frames. So I had to kind of go through them, found it on the 12-hour. You can also notice just what we've been preaching on the show. The 200-day moving average is strong support. So it found the support here a couple weeks ago, and from where that was, we're up 50%. We take a fib, drawing it from the low to the current high. You can also see the sniper zone has had a nice reaction. 236, 382, we have a trend line. So facing a little bit of resistance, but you can see that the red is starting to get exhausted. So there's some buying pressure here. However, I think there's probably going to be somewhat of a small retracement, nothing too crazy. Maybe a 5% move. 10% move would be ideal though to snag an entry. So the 236 and the 382 looks like potential entries. So what I'm kind of seeing is maybe a drop down here to snag the long and then we go, or down here, hold the trend line and then go.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, cool heads here. We're at resistance, so just be careful there with longs. You know, David's talking sense here. Be very careful. Look for some kind of pullback.
Yeah, don't long here for sure.
Yeah, it's just danger zone. When we pump into resistance, guys, if you're looking for entries after moves into resistance, it does get a little bit tricky. There's been a lot of requests for SHIB in the chats, and I'm busy pulling SHIB out right now. Guys, I got an interesting view here on SHIB. It's banging into a resistance zone. Oh, and there's lots of requests for BCH as well. Bruce, can you check at BCH there for us, please?
I could.
Okay, here's some SHIB action for everyone in the chats that was asking for SHIB. We are now at horizontal resistance. This is daily resistance. Good things for SHIB. 200-day MA has finally been cracked. We've been staring at this thing for ages. When we last spoke about this, we were looking at that long of the 382. So that has now probably TP'd here. We are at resistance area now. So SHIB, this is actually going to be quite fun, I think. There's a reaction area for you. Okay, so let's zoom in here. Okay, so SHIB right now is pushing into resistance. How do you deal with this? Well, you need to see it pop. You want to see it reject, and you want to see this become support. And you can see this is a nice thick resistance band. So we're going to look for support there. So the bulls, you want to be long on that retest. So give it time, let it break up, and look for that reaction and pullback. And once we have that support in play for SHIB, it's a nice support base for you. This 840 region is going to be a nice support level. And then big targets, very big targets for SHIB. I mean, 0.0107, 112, those sort of regions. So it could be a very big mover. But baby steps, right now we are at resistance. So just be careful there. And the degens in the chats, I mean, you know what to do now. You've seen the 15-minute setups. You've seen the fibs. You've seen the hour setups. You know what to do now. Yeah, I mean, I can look at it for you guys if you want. Let me know in the chats if you want me to pull up a degen 15-minute SHIB setup for you. And then I'll scrape around the barrel here and start pulling it up. Okay. I see we've got requests for Loom as well. Can somebody do Loom? Bruce, what have you got there? Did you get BCH?
I get BCH.
Okay, BCH. Guys, BCH. Friends of BTC.
Yep. Yeah. Made a higher high, making a nice solid rejection back to what was a support level. Definitely tracking the 50-day moving average right there. This whole move. So looking like it already came back and then touched the 618 a couple times, and it looks like it's just consolidating in this area right here. But if it comes down and tags here one more time, that could be a pretty good entrance. That would be around 234.28. A decent setup for another long, assuming because it tracks Bitcoin that Bitcoin takes another little pump. So Bitcoin pumps, that could be a good entrance for pick up somewhere in the range of just up to the last high. Maybe 15% pump with a decently, a decently small stop loss. That'd be safe. So that would actually be a pretty decent setup, assuming this comes back. From up here where it is right now, the stop loss would be too high because your risk would be higher than your risk reward ratio would be high enough. But let this thing puppy come on down right to support, right to what will probably be the 50-day moving average and the fib. And yeah, I like that. That looks good.
Okay, nice, guys. Remember, BCH friends with BTC.
Nice, guys.
Bullish.
Remember, BCH friends with BTC.
Yep.
Bullish.
There's some echo there, guys.
That would be actually Bitcoin would be my number one indicator on that, right?
Okay, let's pull up a couple more here for you guys. I've got requests for AVAX.
Let's pull up a couple more here for you guys. I've got requests for AVAX.
There's an echo in the background. If you can just check what's going
There's
on
an
there.
echo in the background. If you could just
shouldn't be on my end there.
Okay, I'm pulling up my chart here. Okay, this is AVAX on the daily. Let's get our big chart out here. Okay, 200-day MA has been cracked as well. Another 200-day MA smashed here. Yeah, we've seen a lot of this. Okay, so this is on the Banter Discord. The AVAX chart, again, banging into resistance right now. So just be careful here. Your move was 200-day MA and retest here down at 12.3. That was the play. We are now at resistance. 13.3 is your resistance zone. So you need to let this thing just settle a little bit. Let's see what we get at resistance here from AVAX. Let's see what they give us. If we do blow straight through, there's your support. 13.4 is where you want to find support for that next move. So right now it's been a lovely push, but just be careful up here in these areas. It does need to just consolidate a little bit. 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗃 wants to short SOL. Okay, shall we look?
Let's take a look.
Go for it.
Okay, so for me, SOL is still sitting in the support band, but I'm looking at a daily time frame. So if you are shorting on 15 minutes, I haven't looked at that yet, so I can't comment. But what I can comment on is daily support right now. We've got this horizontal here, and it's holding fairly well, this 39 region. So right now, I wouldn't short on support for SOL. But your next level, if it does dip, okay, so say we dip and we push back up, you could probably get a short in at 39 for that push down to 34 to 35. So that is a target that you get for SOL. But right now, for me, it's broken resistance. It's now retesting as support. There isn't much news on SOL at the moment. It seems to be consolidating. I do know the FTX guys are selling Solana. So there is a bit of that happening. There is a bit of pressure. But right now it's support for me on the daily time frame. I'm not saying, on the hourly or the 15-minute could look a little bit different. Game World wants DOT. Game World, we have done DOT. It's broken trend and 200-day MA.
So, by the way, on the 4-hour, looks exactly the same as you described it. It's about to tag the 618 support level. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, what you need to do here for me is track BTC. We want to watch these areas now. So BTC is in a very tight range, but at resistance. So these altcoins are responding. They're becoming sort of sensitive to what BTC is doing in a tight range. So we've seen BTC reject at this 35-200 region, and the alts have responded, and you can see they're rejecting a little bit harder at this area. So key supports to watch now throughout the day when you're watching your levels on your alts. You must watch BTC at 34,800. You're going to watch the 618 down here at 34.6, and then we do have that big liquidation level lower down. David likes 36,000 going up, right, Dave? As a push up, or do you like a little bit higher?
I like 37.
Okay, so Dave likes a push up to 37. So upside for you guys, if you're watching BTC, upside is that 36, 37 region. Downside for me is 34. So it is quite a big range. And if BTC does push to 34, there will be some pressure on these alts. But what you're going to do then is you're going to look at things like ETH. You want to make sure that we're holding our support. ETH support, 1860 for now. Next support for ETH, 1815. So it's quite a big move for ETH to go lower down. And then things like, well, XRP, we know that it's now at resistance. But then you want to look at things like Uni. You want to track that 200-day MA support with horizontal. Same with FTM. We've got the same situation. You want to track that 200-day MA with horizontal. So if there's Bitcoin pressure, you want to keep your eye on your token and you want to watch where BTC is settling, and keep your eyes on this dominance as well. That's gonna tell you a story if these alts are going to hold or not. And while we're looking at this, I see Rune is starting to kick on. So it is printing some green candles there. So yeah, there is some action out there. Game World, we have done DOT. We covered it earlier. So take a look there. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much what we have going on at the moment. So you got to play these areas carefully. Again, we're looking for those breaks. We're looking for those retests. Rune was a great example that we just gave you now as a break and retest. So just play safe. Also, we are sitting at resistance areas. Time not for maybe massive positions here. We're looking at small positions. You want to just manage your risk. And yeah, just trade safe out there, guys. We're going to be back tomorrow. Banter Discord is where it's at. Catch everything there. Dave, anything? Any wise words of wisdom?
Set your alerts, guys. Be patient, because if you're not patient, the market's going to make you wait while you're underwater. So.
And you know that because you've done that before. It's happened to all of us.
It happens to the best of us.
So and remember, like Dave is a ByBit winner here, and this man knows how to bleed under pressure. Okay, so it happens to everybody, and you learn to get greedy with your entries and learn to be patient with your entries. Just be patient and ladder in if you need to. Don't ape in everything in one go, and keep it safe out there, guys. We'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow. See you later.
Peace.